Coming up next on Bulldog Blitz, Samford football remains undefeated in SoCon play after beating the Citadel this week. Hear how they're preparing for homecoming.
And soccer takes down 2 teams in the SoCon tournament. Learn how they plan to take home another title this weekend.
And it's not every day you see costumes on the baseball diamond. Hear why these players were getting dressed up for a good cause. Bulldog Blitz starts right now. Welcome to Bulldog Blitz. I'm Davis Domesic.
And I'm Alana Wood. Thanks for joining us. Samford football remains undefeated in conference play.
The Bulldogs defeated the Citadel 38-3. With the victory, Samford moves to 7-1 on the season for the first time since 1992. Samford is also first in the conference at a record of 5-0. This is the best start to conference play in program history. Kendall Watson led the receivers this week with 10 catches for 113 yards. Samford is back at home this weekend for their homecoming game against 1-7 VMI. Tickets are still on sale. Samford quarterback Michael Hires has put up record-breaking numbers thus far. Hires has thrown for over 2,200 yards while netting 23 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions. He currently sits in second in completion percentage in the country, sitting at roughly an 86% clip. VMI is currently dead last in the SoCon defending the pass, so Hires should have plenty of opportunity to continue to build on these numbers.
It is that time of year. Colorful tents going up. School spirit is in full swing. This could only mean one thing. Homecoming week is upon us.
But many may not know all the work that goes into this event. The homecoming committee and many faculty and staff are working behind the scenes to prepare for the big events. Bulldog Blitz's Allie Hayduke joins us live from Harry's to talk about what you need to know for homecoming this weekend. Allie.
I'm here with Casey Ramey. Casey, tell us what this week's been like for you.
Homecoming week is a very exciting week in the Alumni Association. It is a time for us to have alumni and parents and students and donors back on campus. Our tents actually have been started to be built out on the quad in anticipation for the tailgates. I encourage you to check out that schedule, see what events you would like to attend, register, and in that way you'll receive all the details and just be prepared to have a really fun and exciting weekend. A lot of alumni and friends will be connecting with former classmates as we'll be celebrating reunions as well as just enjoying time together on campus.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Casey. Back to you, Alana.
Thanks, Allie. To check out all the events and times for homecoming this weekend, download the Samford Homecoming app on the App Store. Soccer had an exciting weekend as they beat the Citadel and Mercer in the first 2 rounds of the SoCon tournament. That earns them a spot in the championship finals. Once again, Whitaker Buchanan led the team in points with 2 goals on the weekend. Goalkeeper Emma Donnelly held down the back line, making 9 saves and earning 2 shutouts. The team has suffered multiple season-ending injuries to key players, but they say they're staying positive and rallying for the final stretch of the season. The Bulldogs will play in the championship game against UNCG at home on Sunday.
Women's tennis took part in the College of Charleston Halloween Invite. Redshirt junior Samantha Nanere went undefeated in singles. Nanere also competed in doubles with partner Lindsay Song and earned 2 more wins. She posted an overall record of 5-1 on the weekend.
Samantha Nanere went 3-0 in singles, 2-1 in doubles. Her and Lindsay, I thought, played great in the doubles. Maybe the last match didn't maybe play as well as they did the first 2, but Sam played as well as I've seen her play the entire semester. This weekend she played like she was playing at the end of last semester, which she hadn't done yet. So I was very proud of what she was able to do.
This match ended the women's scheduled fall season, but the Bulldogs will be back in action starting their spring season in January. Men's tennis competed at Mercer University's Gridiron Classic this weekend. 9 Bulldogs earned wins in singles play. The Bulldogs will compete in their final tournament November 4th through 6th at the Country Club of Birmingham.
Volleyball was on the road this weekend. The Bulldogs went to last Friday's game with 7 consecutive wins. That was ended by the Chattanooga Mocs. Samford was swept in Chattanooga by the 4-seeded Mocs. Kenya McQuarter led the Dogs with 14 kills, and Lauren Deedon added 10 kills, 1 ace, and a block. The Dogs went just down the road to Johnson City, Tennessee to take on top-ranked ETSU. The Dogs played the Buccaneers Saturday after falling to Chat on Friday. The second-place Bulldogs took on the first-place ETSU. After following the first 2 sets, Samford took the 3rd set, ETSU took the 4th set, and added on to the Bulldogs' losing streak. Samford was led by sophomore Gracie Lynn Butler with 17 kills, 4 blocks, and 2 aces. The Dogs are back in action at home this Friday for their Title IX game.
Men's and women's cross country competed at the SoCon Cross Country Championships Sunday at Johns Island County Park. The Samford women's team finished runner-up for the Bulldogs, and the men came in 5th this past weekend. On a course of 78 runners, the women's team posted 2 girls in the top 10. For the men's side, the top 2 finishers were Jeb Jones, finishing in 11th place. Falling behind was Andrew McGinnis in 15th place. Samford men's and women's cross country will compete in the NCAA South Regional Championships on November 11th in Huntsville, Alabama.
The Samford baseball team suited up in Halloween costumes last Thursday. The team held a scrimmage dressed up as hot dogs, canes, and more. Families from all over the community came out to watch the scrimmage. The game lasted for 45 minutes and there was no winner crowned, but the team was in the presence of a cane and a gladiator. Children and parents were encouraged to dress up too. This is the 8th annual baseball scrimmage. The team partnered with the Hope for Autumn Foundation this year. Their goal was to raise awareness and money for childhood cancer. Samford baseball will begin their regular season this spring. Meanwhile, for the Lady Bulldogs, they were off this week and will also begin regular season this spring as well.
Samford men's golf placed 9th this weekend at the Grand Dover Collegiate hosted by UNC Greensboro this past Saturday and Sunday. Samford's Davis Whitliff tied for 5th. His teammates Andrew Sullivan and Craig Sanders placed in the top 55 in the 109-player field. They all came in at lower than 250. Samford had a 3-round overall score of 880, placing 9th out of 16 teams. This tournament finishes the fall season for the Bulldogs. Samford will open the spring season at the Advanced Partners Intercollegiate from February 13th through the 15th. Samford women's golf finished in their 3rd at the Terrier Intercollegiate. They are currently at the Mercer Invitational in Macon, Georgia. Samford tied for the 9th at the end of the first day. Kelly Tapawala currently in the top 5. Her teammates Bailey Dustin and Christian Williams are placed in the top 60 out of the 91-player field. The 3rd and final round of the tournament will be played later today.
Samford basketball is right around the corner. Both the men's and women's teams are already receiving preseason honors. On the men's side, Quest Glover, Jermaine Marshall, Logan Dye, and Bubba Parham all made preseason All-SoCon. The 4 stars are looking to help Samford men's hoops reach March Madness for the first time since 2000. The team was picked to finish 2nd in the SoCon behind the Furman Paladins. Meanwhile, for the Lady Bulldogs, Susie Angolafak and Andrea Cornoyer were also named preseason All-SoCon. Carly Coons' squad was picked to finish 3rd overall in the conference. The team is looking for their first NCAA tournament bid since 2020. Both the men's and women's teams open play November 7th at the Pete Hanna Center. The women face Troy and the men face Anderson University.
Samford men's and women's basketball are celebrating the season opener with a fun event on campus. The team's annual Fan Fest invites Bulldog fans to gather at Ben Brown Plaza for a chance to win prizes and giveaways. The event will be hosted this Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Coming up next on Bulldog Blitz, the Birmingham Squadron is gearing up for their season. Find out why they want Samford students to come out.
And you may not think of Frisbee as a sport, but it's taking Samford's intramurals by storm. We'll be right back. Turning now to Birmingham sports. The Birmingham Squadron held its first practice of the season on Thursday at Birmingham Southern College.
The team says they need Bulldog fans to come out to make this a great season. After a successful debut season last year, the Squadron is looking to repeat another strong playoff run. Newly promoted head coach TJ Saint says the team is really working to give back to the Birmingham community. The Birmingham Squadron will begin their season at home at Legacy Arena on November 6th against the Lakeland Magic.
The Birmingham Bulls had their opener on Saturday against the Knoxville Ice Bears. The Bulls were 2-1 coming into the game with 13 goals recorded in 3 games. The Bulls managed to get 52 shots on net, but only managed to sneak 1 past the goalie. The Bulls fell to the Ice Bears by a score of 4-1. Bulls head coach Craig Simchuk says they appreciate the community support.
It's awesome being back here. We have the best fans in the league. They're always loud, they're supportive, win or lose, and they're like that 6th man out there. And I know they're cheering, and they'll still continue to cheer for us on the road down.
The Bulls are at home again Friday, November 4th against the Huntsville Havoc. Tickets are still available.
Ultimate Frisbee games started last week and have already gained lots of attention from Samford students. Many different organizations have created teams to take part in the series. They include fraternities, independent groups, and even law students. Referee and team captain Spencer Underwood says he appreciates what intramurals do for students on campus.
A lot of the students can engage on campus and make more friends and grow in fellowship.
An independent group that calls themselves Huck It is currently at the top of the leaderboard with 3 wins and 0 losses.
Even though Ultimate Frisbee is winding down, Samford's campus rec is gearing up for intramural volleyball this week. Teams are made up of 5 to 6 players. There is a men's, women's, and a co-ed league. The season lasts from November 7th through the 22nd. Registration closes tomorrow. Samford is welcoming a new club this year.
And it's one that has big dreams of helping Bulldog fans. Dream on 3 is a nonprofit organization designed to help kids with life-altering conditions achieve their dreams. Samford's Dream on 3 team is in its first year. It was brought to Samford from Georgia Tech by Brody Westbrooks. Westbrooks wanted to reach out to his new community with fellow student athletes. Westbrook's team has found their dream kid, Chandler Crowell, an 18-year-old kid living with Down syndrome. He is a huge football fan and an even bigger Samford fan. Dream on 3 is working to plan Chandler's dream in secret. The team will host Chandler's Dream on November 19th at the last home football game.
Chandler will get to participate in the Bulldog Walk and stand on the sideline with the football team during the game. For more on Samford's Dream on 3 team, check out at samford.dreamteam on Instagram.
That's all the time we have left for Bulldog Blitz. Join us again next week for our latest episode.
In the meantime, get all your latest Blitz news on Instagram at SNN Samford.
Have a great day.